too far ahead because here's the thing. I don't like coming out and saying this because I don't know. I feel like it can feel like a very like takey, just short-sighted, like you don't know ball, you're just coming out to try to stir things up. But like, if Kentucky's as good as I think they are, they should kick South Carolina's ass. I'm not talking like we're going to go win the football game. Like, they should beat them up. It's not just the Jimmys and Joe sort of deal. Like we talked about earlier, the way this matches up, the way that South Carolina needs to beat you, they have to do it by going right into the jaws of Kentucky's defense. And then on the other side, they've got some disruptors that they're probably going to give Kentucky some problems. We mentioned the offensive line of protection, like Stewart and Kennard, they're going to give Kentucky some issues. But like, I just don't know how South Carolina scores. So offense, you look pretty good first time out. If you're as good as we think you can be, go out and score 28, 34 points, and then just basically blank this team. I mean,
and Vegas agrees with you too, right? Like, when was the last time Kentucky would have been double-digit favorites in a SEC game?
Outside of Vandy,
outside of Vandy.
I mean,
sure,
I got South Carolina 2020 when their whole roster was out and Bobo was the interim. That was last time.
I mean, but like that's not a thing. I mean, this Kentucky team is a lot better. They just are. And they should be able to take care of business and put it on Beamer. And Stu's noted that there's been a lot of close games in the past, Drew. But I think this offense can be next level good. I think they can create explosive plays down the field. I'm confident in Brock. Where, you know what, you get screaming outside on the edge, well, then tuck it and run it for 15 yards, Brock. So I have a lot of confidence in this offense after what I saw from week one. I have a lot of confidence in Bush Hamden as a play caller. I think Kentucky should kick their ass, plain and simple.
For South Carolina to come in here and win, Sellers will have to make a big jump forward. I mean, he just made a start at home. Was that his first start? I assume it was. Yeah. But he completed 40% of his passes. Did not really play that well on his home turf. This is his first road game going into an SEC school that's got SEC Nation here that morning. I think the fan base will be rocking. We already know how good Kentucky's defense is. You're putting a quarterback with no experience in a tough spot. And I don't know that he's got it in him to come into Lexington. If he does, we'll be surprised, and that's a big jump. But in his debut just last Saturday, he didn't show much, so maybe thinks he's going to come in here and put much on Kentucky.
Yeah, defense. A few things here, Nick. One, just like comparative opponent. In SP Plus rankings, there are 6 spots between Old Dominion and Southern Miss. They're picked to finish there's division in the Sun Belt. They're not the same division, but they're picked to finish in the same spot. Kentucky handled Southern Miss with ease. Old Dominion gave South Carolina everything it wanted. Now, I wrote about this at KSR's Monday Huddle that went up today. South Carolina's had 2 big advantages in this series, and is really a big reason why they've won 2 in a row. Turnovers. They're plus 6 over the last 2 years. The game in 2022 started with a Barian Brown fumble that gave them a touchdown, right? And then last year, they had, Dan Key, he had that fumble in the red zone. Kentucky had 3 turnovers, didn't force a takeaway. So they're plus 6 in 3 games. Kentucky's never won the turnover battle since Beamer got there. And then the pass game, Nick, Kentucky has never ever, I don't think anyone has averaged over 6 yards per attempt in this game. Kaya Sharon, Will Levis, Devin Leary. Levis and Leary played 1 of their worst games of the season when they played South Carolina. And so can Brock Vandergrift, can he avoid the turnovers? And 2, can he pass the ball better? I don't think the passing game is probably as important, but I agree. If Kentucky protects the football and it's just even in this turnover battle, they're going to win this football game. The only way South Carolina, I can see them winning, coming in here on the road, they have to win the turnover battle. They have to. And even special teams this year, their special team coordinator is not there anymore. He's a head coach of Buffalo. They had, I believe, got a punt block on Saturday. So they're having some special teams issues. So the big thing, I think, just taking, it's going to sound boring, but the conservative offense might win this game for you by 10 points, right? Because of what they want to do on offense is where Kentucky specializes in. So I'm very interested to see how that plays out. But just protecting the football and then just being you on defense should be enough in this football game.
And building on that, Old Dominion was able to throw the ball on them, which we haven't.
Short stuff too, yeah.
And then the other part of that is, you watch last year's game. It was Rattler and Leggett. It's Leggett, right? That's how you say his name. They don't have either of those guys. And that was their get-out-of-jail-free card last year was, let's just throw it to him.
Throw it to Leggett as many times as we can.
Literally. Yeah. And so that was their offense. And they don't have either of those guys now. So to me, it feels great coming into a game like this thinking, we should win, and we're not just making that up or talking it up.
Yeah.
We should win this game, and we should win comfortably.
And here's the thing: they're not going to say it out loud because Shane Beamer, they're just giving a gift for him, right? They don't want to do that. He loves bulletin board material. He loves any content material. So Shane, I hope you enjoyed that little rant there because I know you watched it. You spend a couple hours every day watching everything said about you on the internet because that's why you got into coaching, right? But here's the thing. Please, they're open. They're open. So Kentucky's not going to say it out loud, but I know all of those guys over there at that facility. They want this one bad. And then just to add to it, like, Max, I know you've been in the locker rooms over there. You get geared up for a season opener against Southern Miss, but it's hard for guys to get fired up to play Ohio in week 3. I bet they're pumped to get an SEC team this early in the season.
Absolutely. I mean, you can get fired up as much as you want, and then you have a 2-hour lightning delay, and you kind of cool down a little bit. But no, absolutely. And you know that these two coaches aren't the best of friends.
No.
Like, there's one man that's going to probably be wearing his slimming black like he always has this year. I think he's been, in the pastures a bit too much maybe in the off-season. He's back to the slimming back. He is going to go back and watch his press conference where he talked about the stupid pair of glasses and all that kind of thing, whatever he said. Those two do not like each other. Stoops will be more fired up than the team.
Oh, man. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. 3:30 SEC on ABC. The first ever SEC on ABC game. We got just like the ABC treatment when Florida got mollywopped. The graphics looks cool. Florida did not look good at football at all.